I mean, let's give it a go. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the What Am I Doing podcast with me, your host, Donnie Berry. So, episode 8, or episode 8. Okay, so this week I am trying something new. I am aiming to shoot a 20-minute episode, and I have given myself a 30-minute time limit. So let's see what we can make work. I mean, by episode 8, I'm basically a pro, so I should know how to do all this without even thinking. I'm straight out the gym. I just took a Zumba class, and I am running so behind with just tasks and nonsense I need to do for the week. It's already Monday, Memorial Day. Normally I'm editing on this day, but here I am, midday, shooting content, much less editing. Happy Memorial Day to those who observe. Thank you to all of the men, women, non-binary individuals who have served our country, who are serving our country, and who will continue to serve our country. Honey, let's pray there's not ever a draft. If I were to ever get drafted, honey, they'd pay me to stay home. I mean, I think I'm too old to be drafted, even though I'm 23. I have flat feet. Is that still a thing that'll get you out of a draft? Thank you very much. Putting your life on the line. Very brave. Anyway, if I get this edited and out by tomorrow, it will be a miracle. Or that just means that I'm that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope I can actually get some streamlined, cohesive thoughts out during this time. This episode is wrapping up Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's perfect timing because I personally need to take a beat, like a big one, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. A friend pointed out to me that that in my podcast, I always seem so poised and I have it together, but my mental health has been mental healthing. So many of you don't see the private spirals and just the insanity and the unmanageability. Even though I talk about it, it's like after the fact and I'm composed and I have it together and I'm telling you about it. But this week, I realized that I really need to recommit to my 12-step recovery programs. Not because anything wild or salacious happened, but because I could just feel that I've been drifting. And when I drift, I spiral. When I spiral, I disappear, and that's not helpful. I think what shifted for me this week was I had a moment with my therapist where I was kind of just complaining about the same old things. And she just looked at me and she's like, okay, well, do you want to utilize some of these tools that you have mentioned have been so helpful for you in the past? And I don't know, something just kind of clicked, you know? I think you hear what you need to hear when you hear it. And I was like, God, she's right. Like, I kind of have just been dipping my toe in 12-step and recovery. And, you know, my excuse when I had this busy full-time job was, I don't have time to go to meetings. I don't have time to really focus on 12-step like I did in early sobriety. Like, I'm busy, I'm working, I'm on call 24/7. I can't. But I ain't got no job now. So what's my excuse? Whatever. It is what it is. There's a million reasons why I have sort of floated away from 12-step. But the reality is 12-step has proven to be something that's super helpful for me and vital to maintaining stable mental health. So I don't know. When my therapist said that, it just clicked. And I'm like, okay, Donnie, cut the bullshit. Let's recommit to this and let's do this. In a lot of 12-step rooms, we do something called 90 and 90, which is where you try to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. And it's really just kind of a great way to really immerse yourself into the community, hear the message, connect with fellows in the program. And so I thought, okay, Donnie, let's do 90 and 90. You don't have a job. The reality is that you've just been making a ton of excuses why you can't go to 12-step meetings when you literally have nothing but time. And so that's what I've been doing this week. And I hate to admit it, but it's working. So that's part of why I procrastinated on this episode, is because I've been recalibrating, reshifting, and readjusting my life to prioritize getting to meetings and prioritizing my mental health. I mean, I think that's the magic about 12 step, is that there is something magical, unexplainable that happens when I go to a 12-step meeting and I'm around people who struggle with the same things that I struggle, and we can share openly and honestly. And it's also, I think, a way for me to reconnect spiritually. I think that's a big part of myself that, ebbs and flows. In 12-step, it's all about getting in touch with a higher power of your own understanding. So even me just going to meetings helped me sort of reconnect with what I call God in my own way, which for me is very crucial in maintaining healthy mental health. So that's what I'm doing this week. This has also been a busy week for me because I don't know if I'm going to New York to see Beyoncé. The Beyoncé ticket saga continues. Now, here's what happened with these Beyoncé tickets. Beyoncé tickets went on sale. My best friend Raven and I wanted to go see her, but we wanted to see her like we saw her when she was on the Renaissance tour, and we wanted to be in the pit. There was a high demand for tickets, and so the only place we could get pit tickets for was New York City. But that's perfect because she lives in New York, so we thought, okay, I'll make a whole trip of it. I'll fly out to New York and we'll go see Beyoncé. Well, then she released her Vegas shows, which were way later. And so Raven and I were like, okay, well, what do we want to do? Like, if I could get tickets for Vegas, would you want to go to Vegas instead? And we're like, yeah, Vegas just sounds much more doable and reasonable. I said, okay. I'll get the Vegas tickets and then I'll sell the New York tickets. No big deal. It gives us more time. We can get cuter outfits. We can get more mentally prepared. Like, we can really hype ourselves up. It'll be perfect. So after a lot of work, I had scored the New York tickets. And then to my pleasant surprise, the spirit of Beyoncé blessed me with also being able to get pit tickets for Vegas. So now I have pit tickets for New York City and I have pit tickets for Vegas. Now, here's where we run into a problem. Soon after securing Vegas tickets, I lose my job. I quit my job. And on top of that, I find out that I cannot resell my New York tickets through Ticketmaster, which, listen, maybe it was in the fine print when I bought the New York tickets and I just wasn't paying attention. I was so concerned with trying to beat all the people and to secure my tickets. I didn't know I wouldn't be able to resell my tickets, which I am a BitterBerry at Ticketmaster. I'm assuming they're trying to prevent people from like reselling tickets and profiting and taking advantage of like real fans. But what if shit happens and you need to sell your tickets? So Ticketmaster is currently giving me an option to resell my tickets, but it's for like a fraction of the price that I bought them for. And there is a set your own price feature, but for some reason it's disabled on these tickets. So now that I don't have a job and I have 2 sets of pricey VIP tickets, I'm trying to sell a pair because I need the money. Now, because I'm a Capricorn, I also purchased my plane ticket as soon as I bought my New York tickets. So I have a plane ticket for New York and I have Beyoncé tickets for New York. But I don't know. Can I afford to go to New York right now? All of that to say, I've been trying to sell my New York Beyoncé tickets. And I mean, listen, worst case scenario happens, I go to New York and I see Beyoncé in the pit with my best friend. But I still got bills to pay, and that credit card bill for those tickets is coming up here soon. So I think the responsible part of me would be to just sell the tickets and get whatever money I can for it, but I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, it's Monday. My flight leaves in less than 48 hours. By the time this episode airs, it'll probably be less than 24 hours. And I still don't know if I'm going to New York or not. Plus, like, I don't really have an outfit like I thought I was going to because I've just been so... I have a couple things that I'm thinking about, like I have this denim jacket that I, like, might make arts and crafts time and do something cute with it. But this is very serious, you know, because, like, if I'm going to go to a Beyoncé concert, I can't just like wear whatever. You know what I mean? Because what if she sees me and she's like, oh, hey, do you want to come up and do a song with me real quick? And I'm like, Beyoncé, girl, I don't have my right outfit on. I can't say that because when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, you know? So, I've been working on my little dance moves or whatever. So that has also been contributing to my frantic busyness this week. To New York or not to New York? To Beyoncé or not to Beyoncé? That is the question. I'm a train wreck in the morning. But I'm probably leaning towards going. Okay, sure, I don't have a job. Funds are a little tight. But also, I'm rich. Money is energy. What flows out flows back in. I can't be spending like I'm broke. I need to just spend like I'm the rich city boy that I am and have faith that the money will find me. As Beyonce said, in Break My Soul, release the job, release the stress. She also said, Na 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 Diva is a female version of a hustler. Okay, I think I just answered my question. I'm probably gonna go. More will be revealed. Stay tuned. Also, today's episode is sponsored by Tierra Mia Coffee, Horchata Matcha Latte. Yum. Me gusta. Now, another thing keeping me busy this week is I have started serious job hunting. I know, it pains me to say that too. I gotta get a job. Your boy needs cash. And job hunting is hard. Sure, I'm a nurse, but I don't know. Any of the nursing jobs I'm looking at, they're just giving me anxiety. I don't want to be a nurse right now. Unless it's like a cute, unexpected nursing job, But I don't know. I'm just burned out on nursing. So I'm like, oh, maybe I could get a job at like a coffee shop, or maybe I'll be a server, or maybe I'll be a personal assistant, or maybe I'll be I don't know. See, that's the thing with my thinking sometimes is I'm like all or nothing. I'm either this or I'm that. And it's hard for me to see the nuance or anything in the spectrum in between. So I'm going to need to focus and put more time, effort, and energy into finding something that is in alignment with me and is going to be able to let me continue to do the things that bring me happiness and joy. So making this podcast, being creative, going to Zumba. I don't know that I can commit to a 5-day-a-week, 8-hour-a-day nursing job. I'm trying to find that balance between being responsible, obviously, and using my trade to make me money, but also finding it in a way that's sustainable and is not going to suck the life out of me and fuck up my mental health, and is going to allow me to continue doing the things I love and that will continue to allow me to fill my cup up. So yeah, also this week I am job hunting. Also, y'all, how do I be independently wealthy right now? I basically want to make the most amount of money possible with the least amount of work. Completely normal, right? I don't know. This job hunt is making me feel super lazy. I'm just ugh, I don't want to do that job. I don't want that job. I don't want that job. I don't like that schedule. I don't want that. But here in a little bit, we ain't gonna have a choice. We gonna have to take whatever we gonna have to take. So, I don't know what the future holds for this podcast. If I'm being honest, I'm probably going to have to move this podcast to every other week. I want to be able to give myself time to create instead of just reacting. I also want to bring on more special guests, which takes time and planning and scheduling and mental bandwidth, which I'm kind of running low on right now. So if I disappear for a week here and there, it doesn't mean I'm quitting. It just means I'm pivoting and figuring it out. Classic, what am I doing energy. There are some very exciting guests who have expressed interest in wanting to be on the podcast. So, be patient because it's going to be pretty amazing. But we just got to figure out times that work for everyone, I also realized it's hard to think of stuff to talk about all the time. What is it y'all want to hear or don't want to hear? What lands? What doesn't land? What do you like? What don't you like? Sure, Lord knows I can just talk about nothing, but do y'all want to hear that? Also, it's hard too because I get stuck in an echo chamber. I can't always trust my perception of myself, you know? Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious. They definitely want to hear that. And they don't want to hear that. Or alternatively, I'm like, no, they definitely don't want to hear that. And people are like, no, actually, we do want to hear that. So I don't know. All of that to say, I need a little breathing room to center, get back with self, and let my creative juices flow again. It's hard being a creative, you know? I'm sensitive and I need time to breathe, which also reiterates why I really have to prioritize getting in touch with my spiritual self and plugging back into 12-step, because it's only going to help me get more regulated and grounded and in touch with everything I need, you know? Speaking of New York, does anyone else think that the New York accent is like hot? I mean, obviously, me and Beyoncé get it. I mean, she loves Jay-Z. I run New York. I run New York. But I just kind of like that accent. Like, I don't know. People from New York are always like mad for no reason. Like, they're just aggressive, you know? Like, hey, no, what are you talking about? Nah. I don't think that's quite the New York accent, but I don't know. I very much like the New York energy, you know? And also, I feel like people from New York are just direct. I don't feel like they're mean. They just cut through the bullshit. Hey, forget about it. I remember one time I was on the Maury Povich show when I was a kid because my mom went into a diabetic coma. You know, 911 got called. I helped direct paramedics to the house. And then when I was 10, Maury Povich, before he was all baby mama drama, was like, oh, do you have any amazing 911 calls? And I was on the local news, and I was on a show called Rescue 911 when I was 4. So when I was 10, I called Maury Povich, and I'm like, hey, when I was 4, I was on Rescue 911 in the local news. And so I was on the Maury Povich show. Random side story, I know. But I remember being in New York, and I was like, excuse me, sir, what kind of pizza is this? And the guy goes, meat. I'll never forget that. Lord knows I love an Italian sausage. I really do, though. What is that? What even is that? I know what I want to talk about. Story time. So when I was a little kid, I don't want to say I was sneaky. I don't even want to say mischievous. I loved my snacks, okay? And this is when I lived in Eustis, Florida. Eustis is the name. Lake County, stand up. The country. So I lived in Eustis with my mom, and we had, there was a neighbor. Her name was Miss Mary. Little old sweet little lady. Confession, I went to go talk to Miss Mary all the time because she gave me candy and snacks. And one time I was riding my bike and I said, oh, Mom, I'm going to go say hi to Miss Mary. And she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because I'm about to make dinner and you don't need to have any snacks. And I'm like, I'm not going to have any snacks. And she's like, okay, you can go see Miss Mary, but don't eat anything. And I'm like, I'm not, Mom, I'm not. So I go to Miss Mary's and I have snacks, specifically powdered sugar donuts. I go to town, honey. Miss Mary gives me the bag. I'm just eating them, listening to her stories, smiling, thinking about how grand this is. And then I get done and I'm like, okay, Miss Mary, I gotta go. And I'm like, oh no, I can't let my mom know I had powdered sugar donuts. I'm like, well, I already ate them. She's not gonna know. So I go home. I open the door. My mom looks at me and she goes, Donnie, I told you not to eat anything over there. And I'm like, I didn't eat anything. She's like, you didn't eat anything. I'm like, no. And she's like, you didn't eat anything while you were over there. I'm like, no. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh God, there's no way she could know, right? Like, how would she even know? She's like, Donnie, come here. Come with me. And I'm like, well, I didn't do anything. And she takes me to the bathroom and she puts me in front of the mirror. Powdered sugar all over my face, all over my shirt. I mean, Miss Mary couldn't help a brother out and let him know that he was about to incriminate himself. So My mom had to have a talk with Miss Mary and let her know that I wasn't allowed to have sweet treats anymore. But she still snuck me sweet treats sometimes. Oh, I actually do have a real BitterBerry segment this week. Now, I don't mean to bitch, I don't mean to complain, but cars are equipped with something called a turn signal. Now, for those of you who live here in the greater LA area, let me explain what a turn signal is for, also known as a directional in some places. Your turn signal communicates to other people on the road what way you're trying to go. If you want to go right, you put on right. If you put on left, you put on left. That lets cars all around you know where you're trying to go. So, just because you know where you're going and you don't think you need your turn signal, there's other people on the road around you. So when you're holding up traffic because you're trying to go right or you're trying to go left, but nobody sees that your turn signal is on, how are we supposed to let you into traffic or just like coexist with you on the road if we don't know where you're going? It drives me crazy. It takes 2 seconds. Right, left. Where are you trying to go? Because let me tell you something. If you can take that like 0.5 seconds to put on your turn signal, we might actually be able to help you get to where you're going quicker because, oh, you're not just being an asshole and pulling out in front of me. Oh, you're actually trying to go right. Good to know. Oh, your turn signal's on. Let me slow down and let you into traffic. Or let me go ahead and just go past you real quick so you can get behind me because there's a big gap behind me. Guys, use your turn signal. It drives me crazy. To the right now, y'all. Put the turn signal on. Put the turn signal on. Right turn, let's go. Left turn, let's go. Turn signal, very simple. Use it, please. For the love of God. Alrighty, we did it. The timer is ticking and we're going to wrap it up. That has been another episode of the What Am I Doing podcast with me, your host, Donnie Berry. Donnie Berry. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. If you too are in a season of trying to take care of yourself, you're not alone. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the others I've put out, please like, subscribe on YouTube, share this on social medias. Medias, plural? Honey, yeah, whatever medias you got, honey, share it. And tell all of your friends to watch and tune in. I have a website. It's www.donnieberry.com. That's www.donnieberry.com. There you have links to all of my socials, all of the things. There's links to all of the different ways you can listen to and watch this podcast, which is on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. There's also a section on my website titled Hit Me Up, where you can send me a little message. So please feel free to reach out. I love connecting with you all, and I love hearing any and everything you have to say. And by any and everything, I mean just the good stuff. I don't want to hear anything remotely criticizing. And honestly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, I say it every time, but I truly, truly mean it, especially considering this might be the last episode for a while. Thank you to each and every one of you that has listened, that has watched, that has tuned in. This has really, really been super fun and super great. I'm just thankful for your support, and I'm glad that some of you have been able to get something out of this. This has just been a really transformative, beautiful experience. And I'm glad that I've gotten to share it with all of you. So until next time, catch me on the socials, send me a message, and thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Sending you all light, love, and very good vibes. And I'll see you next time. Okay, cutesy. I think we did it. Bye.